Girl was eating in the school cafeteria when suddenly a group of bullies approached her and poured their drinks into her meal. They threatened her to eat it immediately, and the girl, too afraid to resist, did as she was told. However, the bullies went even further and flipped over the girl's meal tray. A boy sitting across from her couldn't stand it anymore and sternly rebuked the bullies, but they didn't back down. Instead, they burst into laughter, and one of them walked up to the chubby boy, mocking him for daring to interfere and threatening him not to go home after school. Little did they know that the chubby boy was no longer as weak as he used to be. This story actually began a few days ago. Jack was a big shot in the underworld, owning luxury cars, mansions, and commanding a large number of subordinates. He was a formidable figure in the criminal world. One day, as he was standing on the side of the road making a phone call, a fat man fell from the rooftop, instantly knocking Jack unconscious. When he woke up, he found himself in a hospital. Jack stumbled out of the ward, and everyone who passed by called him a student, which left him very puzzled. Just then, an older man rushed over and hugged him, saying, "Son, are you all right?" Jack listened in confusion and was about to lash out when he noticed that the unconscious injured person next to him was actually himself. Then, Jack looked in the mirror and touched the unfamiliar face, too shocked to speak. It turned out that at the moment the boy who had fallen from the building hit him, the two had swapped bodies. Jack couldn't accept this fact and kept trying to throw himself at his own body, hoping to switch his soul back. However, his subordinates saw him and tried to beat him up. But fortunately, the nurse arrived in time to separate the two. Left with no choice, he had to return to his own home. As soon as he entered, his wife thought he was a thug and grabbed a knife in fear. No matter how Jack tried to explain, his wife wouldn't listen and eventually called the police to arrest him. With nowhere else to go, he had to follow the boy's father home. The next day, the boy's father took him to school, and Jack decided to find out the truth behind the boy's fall. As he walked into the classroom, his classmates showed strong dislike towards him. Jack randomly chose a seat, and the boy next to him even flipped him off. Jack didn't bother to argue with the kid. At noon, he went to the cafeteria for lunch and saw the bullies harassing a girl in his class. So he immediately spoke up to stop them. This exciting movie is a Korean film called The Guy Inside Me.